Hello and welcome. It is NaNoWriMo. It is Sunday, and that means it's time for Morgan's very productive productivity sprints. Still fat, snack fueled. I mean, come on, let's not get ahead of ourselves. But I've been mainlining chocolate truffles and pretzel rods for the last half hour, so I think I'm prepared.
You have really high quality leftover Halloween candy.
Oh no. I hit up Linder, and this is my NaNoWriMo supply of chocolates.
Okay.
These are not for the children. I need bribery and rewards.
Self-bribery, huh?
Bribery and rewards. I mean,
So is it what a truffle every 500 words?
um I try for a truffle is a reward, but if the words aren't coming, then I'm snack fueled. Come on.
So there's always the odd truffle for inspiration.
Exactly. Little sugar spike to get the words flowing.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, I forgot we were in the middle of introductions. I'm Morgan Hazelwood. I write fantasy, and this year I am working on a suburban fantasy that I realized last night needs more of the fantasy, and not just. I decided to start off with planning a funeral, so that's like the first third of the book is planning a funeral. So that's all fun and games. But anyway, if you're here, are you working on NaNoWriMo? What are you working on? Let me know. Oh, Doc's back, so he can tell you what he's working on.
I'm Doc Coleman. I write Steam Comedy Adventure when I'm not getting knocked off of live stream. And this month, I am not going to be writing a new steampunk novel. I am going to be going through the process of editing my second steampunk novel, hopefully so I can get it ready to publish. I'm running behind. I need to make up some time, but I've got some vacation days that are going to get burned later in the month, and hopefully that's going to lead to some real productivity.
Let's hope so. Yeah. So in the chat, we have Andy. Hello. Oh, the waiting is the hardest part. We have Raven. Hello. Wait, do we not get to be lazy for this stream? You can be lazy. I'm just going to have a lot of sprints is all I'm saying. You can snack every sprint if you want. I have no judgment. But do let me know. Are you doing NaNoWriMo? Are you working on any projects? Are you just hanging out? Everyone is welcome. I'm just a little more focused than, say, normal because I've got, 6 pages of words to get out today. So let's see. I've got enough words for my current NaNoWriMo project, but it was going pretty well on Friday. And then yesterday it was a slog. So I'm just trying to figure out where to balance things. It's always a struggle, especially with a new story. And of course, I think I'm at the point where I'm doubting that this is the voice. Maybe I'm telling the wrong story. I don't even know. So trying to sort that all out.
You're fighting between the twin urges of never mind, we'll figure it out later, we'll fix it post just right, and it would be nice to figure it out before I've written 25,000 words in the wrong voice and have to throw them all away.
Yeah. So I'm pushing forward, and I'm hoping I'm not on the wrong track is really where I'm at. So Dev is here. Yay! Oh, YouTube cannot, in fact, keep you off of Twitch. Oh, I'm so sorry. They decided that Devin's playlists of YouTubers was breaking YouTube rules, despite the fact he doesn't have his own content. It was complete BS, and he's permanently banned, and they're not answering questions. So
let me get this straight. He was on YouTube creating a playlist of other YouTubers so that he kind of had a stop stream for a bunch of different information.
So that you could find where all the live streams for the day were.
And they banned him for this.
Yes. I believe it was part of their crackdown on YouTubers using TikTok timers that people were like cutting down on copyright for, but they weren't even words, mini words. Anyway, yes,
Angry words.
hashtag free Devin, because
Yeah.
this is complete BS. But anyway, where were we? We were saying hi to Debbie. Hello. Are you a first timer? I think you may have been here once. But are you ready for NaNoWriMo? What are you working on today? Let me know. Raven says he's going to keep trying to work on his nano project, but it's really like dragging myself belly first over a field of glass with my fly open to get the words out so far. Ugh. Ouch.
Well, it sounds like your descriptive subroutine is working.
Maybe go with a fight scene.
You are writing horror, right?
A depressive, slog through the woods, or a drinking scene alone where you start punching mirrors. I don't know. So Andy says hashtag free Devin, but he's working on short stories. He needs to get them written, revised, and submitted by the end of the month, because that's how Andy does. And he's super productive, and unlike some of us, totally published. Yeah. Oh, Raven says he stole that description from Red Dwarf. I can see it. So, anyway, you're not doing Nano, you're doing Edmo. Oh, as soon as I try to talk to him, his internet goes. Technical term there. And you're back?
I'm doing yo-yo, apparently.
Clearly. I thought I remembered Debbie. Debbie has been here once before, is working on the writing of their webcomic, No Nano. I'm a webcomic addict. I fully support this endeavor. So, but as I did say, it is in fact NaNoWriMo, and I think we all know what that means.
Lots of productivity sprints.
All the sprints. So let's go ahead and get started. In 3, 2, 1, boom.
Hi.
Type now. Hey. So, is my computer sharing sound again?
Yeah,
I heard it. It was fine.
I heard it.
Excellent. I did everything just like last week, so not really sure what was up last week.
Yeah.
It was October last week. That was the problem.
It was. So we have a Sako. Did you want to tell the nice people who you were and what you were working on? Because I heard somebody has a 5K weekend.
I only made it to 3.
I mean, you still
It's
have
not over
like
yet.
7
So I
hours.
breached 7. I breached 7 today, which I'm not mad. And I'll probably put in another like 500 words or so, 800 words, I don't know, for this stream. So
Nice.
I'm pretty happy with my
Yeah.
daily.
I don't blame you. It's pretty
Starting
solid.
was like 4K, and then I cranked out like 3K this weekend, and I'm not mad.
Nice.
Not bad.
I might not have the 10K that I was hoping for, but
You broke 7, so I got 250-ish words, despite Catticus's best efforts. So while Doc is jumping in, I was going to pop to the chat. Paget swung by. Hello and welcome back. So let's see. Catticus said hi. I think everyone noticed, and also that I'm delicious. He was gnawing on my wrist. And let's see. Andy says that his kitty Zoe meowed in return.
Oh,
I believe.
Mine just went. Brr.
Very chirpy. So Sako, when you showed up, you were eating a sandwich. Tell us all, what type of sandwich was it?
It was a ham and Swiss.
Ooh, quality.
And I toasted the bread. Very
nice.
light.
If I liked Swiss, but I do love a good ham and cheese. So
ham and cheese. Yep.
Yep. Raven said that some people show up and choose violence. Sako chooses food and sometimes violence.
Taurus energy, like whoa.
Yeah. Raven says, Catticus is like, ma'am, I am the star attraction here, and you will give me your undivided attention. It's true. It's true.
It's true.
So,
calling it like he sees it.
Gremlins. Always blame the gremlins.
Yeah.
So,
they seem to be feasting on my feet.
I got a rock.
What did you get a rock for?
That's my Charlie Brown Christmas reference to people talking about, words that they got. It's like, and then my feed cut. It's like, I got a rock.
Right.
I got a rock.
Yeah.
Andy got 408 words, which is pretty darn solid.
Mm-hmm.
I actually signed up for this month for the words.
Okay.
In hopes that I can crank out storyline and defeat some critters and gain some items.
Yep.
While I'm at
know Nathan Lowell uses that a lot when he's in his productivity modes.
Sometimes I'm time motivated. Like the little meter that says how many words you've written versus how much time is left. Like if one gets ahead of the other, I'm not happy.
Okay.
OCD in me.
I like to do like the 15-20 minute sprints and then see if I'm on pace for my normal to see how fast it is. And I mean, yeah, Catticus was a little distracting. Oh, yeah. Did I just say your name, baby?
Only a little. No.
So I did not get 350, which is like my low end of happy. Somewhere in the 500 to 600 range is where I'm probably most happy. But I have, I think, once or twice hit like 730 in like 20 minutes. But it's been a while for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever done that well in a sprint. That's pretty impressive.
So I know. So I'll do like a lot of sprints on my local NaNoWriMo server, but I'm mostly watching my pace, not necessarily competing against other people's.
Yeah, same here.
So
I want to get past the scene. However many words it takes me to do that, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out how to get to the end of this scene. So we're at the grandmother's viewing, and they stepped aside to talk to the religious curator who about planning for the funeral on Wednesday. So because I decided to start with the funeral.
Which is funny because I often end books in a
A
funeral.
meteorite landed in Southern California and hit a house.
Oh my goodness.
That does not sound good.
On the news.
Oh, that sucks.
So if you start the book, with a funeral, then you don't have to plan it, do you?
Yes, you do.
But I'm starting off with the rest of the family dropping the ball, so she has to plan it in and around everything else she's doing. And
Yeah.
make phone calls. And
So you're starting the book with her being stuck doing the funeral.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and feeling alone and isolated. So I want to really drive home how much, she steps up and she doesn't really have too many people to get her back.
So that kind of
have her back, not get her back. So, popping into the comments, a Raven just finished a chicken pizziola from Subway, grilled chicken chunks, pepperoni, mozz, and marinara sauce. Ooh, delicious. And wrote a paragraph during the course of the sprint just for accountability's sake. That's an entirely different kind of manna from heaven. Nom, nom, nom. So you were saying before the connection,
that kind of sets the tone for the whole book about how the family basically bails and sticks her with it.
Or they're trying to ignore grandma's wishes and do it the wrong way. So, I mean, we have both options. But it does mean
senile. She didn't know what she wanted in her funeral. Let me take care of it.
But there is the problem that I might have made the family too big. Oh, what is this box?
This box I got at the dollar store. It looks like a book of spells. And put a bunch of candy in it.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Because I get the munchies.
Nom, nom, nom.
Nom, nom, nom.
Oh, Raven was referring to the meteorite.
On the manna from heaven, not so much the sandwich.
Well, yeah. I'm sorry that your sandwich was so disappointing. So,
given a choice between a meteorite or a sandwich as manna from heaven, I'm taking the sandwich, even if it's.
I'm taking the sandwich. Although it sounds like nobody got hurt, just the building. So, he heard a big bang, and that's what he thinks destroyed his house. Also, there was fire.
Also fire.
Fire bad.
Right? So, anyway, is it time for another sprint?
Yeah.
Okay. I may also sandwich from heaven doesn't quite have the same ring to it though.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anything moving at terminal velocity is still going to hit pretty hard.
But manna from heaven literally was talking about flatbread coming from being delivered from God while they were wandering the desert. It refers to food. It's traditional.
So does that mean that a company that delivers like flatbread pizzas could deliberately call itself manna from heaven? No.
Manna from just south of heaven?
Just south of heaven.
Manna from Bridgeport. How can I take your
Okay, let's go ahead and get started again. In 3, 2, 1. Hopefully Catticus is less distracting the sprint. Oh.
Oh, right.
So how was your sprint?
Not as productive as I would have liked, but I ate some snacks and I drank some water and I read and tried to think of new things and wondering if I doubled up on certain scenes.
Okay.
I can't tell.
I made pretty decent process moving my notes across.
Nice.
Part of that was because once I got knocked off the stream, I figured it's not going to be worth it to get back on just to get knocked off. So I just watch the timer in the feed until it got down to about a minute, and then jump back in.
Yeah.
Seemed to work pretty well.
That makes sense. I got about 500 words done, so I'm feeling pretty solid about that. And I finally transitioned into the next scene, and I figured out that two of the characters knew each other before, which was a complete surprise to me. So, but I was like, wait, how do they know each other? It couldn't be this, so it's got to be that because of the ages and everything. And
Are these the family or the lodgers?
The basically the minister
Okay.
was basically that pagan girl from our daughter's middle school.
It became the minister
Of their religion, which is a curator, but anyway.
Okay.
I'm just trying to use. So
yeah, it's just kind of like that pagan girl. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
That's not usually how you refer to people that you like. But
no.
Okay.
So at first I was like, did he have an affair with her? Oh wait, no. He's younger than her daughter. No. Also, I want her as a love interest for the main character, so that would just be icky. So that just wasn't going to happen.
Right.
So, popping into the comments, Raven did not know that manna from heaven was actually about bread being delivered from God during the 40 years they were wandering the desert.
Yep.
And Raven hit 268 words. Not bad by his standards. Not bad by mine either. So progress is progress. So.
Yeah, I wrote like 40 words and stared at the screen, wondering if I doubled up on scenes. And
I'm a little surprised I still haven't gotten to the funeral on page 40, but you know. We had the viewing, we had the picking up boxes from grandma's assisted living house. Apparently she's got till the end of the week to pick them up, or they're going in storage, and then she's got to pay storage fees, and it's a headache.
Yeah.
So, but they'd like the room as soon as possible, and there's a wait list because to get into long-term care, you've got people lined up at the hospital, so I don't blame them for the short turnover. And I don't even know if this is real, but it feels real enough to me. So, so we're going to roll with it.
So, wait, is this real life?
No, this is story.
Okay.
I'm like, why haven't we gone to the funeral yet? Oh, right, because funerals don't just happen. Somebody has to put some work into them. And I think a lot of people who haven't been part of the planning process are not necessarily familiar with all the things that go into it.
I'm always really surprised when funerals happen like a few days after the person dies. It's like somebody was prepared and moved fast.
Some religions require it.
Yeah.
This is true.
And sometimes it's based on when people can get there in the family.
Or what they want to do with the body.
Yeah. So the less
before it gets released to the funeral.
Yeah. So, yeah, the viewing is less than 2 days after the body hit the ground. So, but she was in the hospital. We knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Everybody got to say goodbye. So at least we had that. So, just not on page. The goodbyes happened before the story.
And Andy says only 301.
Only.
Only.
Hey, anything over 250 words is respectable.
Yup. Respect you.
And that doesn't mean we will disrespect you if you get 248 words. It just means better do more next time.
So my next plan is to have my girl get drunk and then find out there's a will in the safe in the safety deposit box. And then she finally gets to inherit the house and we can start this whole story.
So when she inherits the house, does she get sued by her relatives?
No, but there's a lot of arguing about who deserved it and why it's in such a bad condition, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who was responsible for the upkeep and who totally dropped the ball there.
Mm-hmm.
And who actually showed up for grandma while she was in the home versus who didn't. So there will be fights and arguments, and she thinks she's...
What kind of story are you writing?
Family drama?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
See,
No,
because it's family drama.
Fantasy.
Oh, okay.
Because there's so much of a thread of family drama in there, I really do half expect to have at least like one cousin who like didn't do anything is going to end up bringing a frivolous suit because they think the house should go to them.
Well, she's totally getting pressured into fixing it up and selling it, and then or just selling it as is and splitting the money with everybody. And then she's going to decide, I think not.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. You could always save that for like an Act 3, a complication to come in.
I was thinking about how. So it's her paternal grandmother who died. I'm thinking about her maternal stepbrother's mom thinking he should get the house.
Okay.
Where A isn't even the right side of the family, B was never related, and C, WTF people.
Yeah, that sounds like exactly the kind of person that about 2/3 of the way through the book hits you with...
Aww.
With the lawsuit, yeah. So, but as I said before Sako tuned in, I need to start adding more of the supernatural into my story.
I introduced magic pretty early.
I introduced my supernatural creatures already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
See, they know I'm warning you about the suit. That's why they keep jamming my internet.
Right. Clearly. So, Andy says he's a weekend writer and he has to crank the words out when he can. Weekdays are tough for word count. Raven legitimately has no idea where his current story is going. He basically started with one of his setting's major characters vanishing and other players being concerned, trying to figure out where he went. And that's as far as he's gotten. Well, that's fine.
RP with yourself.
Yeah.
Yep.
All the RP. Self-RP.
That's what I've been doing today. Basically self-RP.
Don't you know that plots are what happens in the revisions after you figure out what happened and you go back through and make it look like there's reasons why?
See, for me, I usually end up mainlining the plot and then I have to go back in and like edit in everything else.
Yeah, me too. Me too, which means this might be a novella.
Oh. No, I'm going through and my editor's just saying it's like more descriptions. This boring exchange that you skipped because you didn't want to bore your readers with it. Flesh it out. Show us the characters interacting. It's like
Yeah.
Sometimes she's right and sometimes she's wrong.
Not, yeah.
Sometimes she can kick rocks.
Speaking of rocks,
I got a rock.
Yeah.
And now the conversation has come full
Oh,
circle. So,
Oh,
is anybody struggling? Anybody need suggestions or advice or to rant?
I'm running into. I have this point that says Enzo and his allies are faced with the greatest obstacle yet, the maw. They have to retreat. And this is the second time they've seen it. So I'm wondering, should I chop this scene?
So, what's wrong at the mall? Is there like.
The maw. The maw is basically
Oh,
a
I
giant.
heard the mall with 2 L's.
No, the
I was
maw.
wondering if it was like a big holiday weekend
Like
with
teeth.
massive discounts.
and I'm sitting thinking strange things are afoot at the Circle K.
Oh, Pabu. Your spot has been taken.
Uh-oh.
The maw. This
Maybe it has
second
really.
one, Raven.
Does it
The
have
mall?
really bad breath?
It wants to consume all of humanity.
Oh.
Just humanity, not all of existence.
Well, if it lives, it will consume it. So they have to stop this ancient from destroying the world, basically.
Can they poison it?
I think the plan is to put it back to sleep and then have the universe judge it. And if it judges it as a bane upon this world, then it will cease it to be.
This is
Raven
like-
says, I'm not the only one. Malls are, in fact, the most cursed place in all of creation. And that sounds like a mall to them.
That sure sounds like a mall.
Well,
So it's in the third act, maybe part of the second.
Mm. I now have the Let's Go to the Mall song from
dear.
How I Met Your Mother in my head.
Hmm.
So, I mean, perhaps we need to talk about whose fault that is.
I guess that's my fault.
I don't know.
I'm just going to link it right there so other people can suffer with me.
Okay.
So it's I keep having Buffy the Vampire Slayer flashbacks and thinking, oh, there's a hellmouth under the mall and it wants to consume all of creation.
Right. So I think obviously someone has to lose something very important in order to get it done, like a limb or a treasured belonging from their grandparents or something, or their ability to cast magic ever again because they exchanged it to put the maw to sleep.
Enzo lost $100,000, and that fulfilled the ritual in which he can defeat the guy who summons the ancient.
I assume not with the feather duster.
Not with the feather duster.
I will tickle you. Tickle, 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 tickle.
So if this thing is an ancient a creature that wants to devour all of humanity and some guy summons it, how does he expect to survive?
He thinks he'll get eaten last.
Or he seems to be under the impression that it will serve him.
For dinner.
Yeah, for dinner. Yeah.
Serving man.
He's a bit small for dinner. He's an appetizer. He's a snack. No, wait, he's an appetizer. He's not.
Yeah, snacks are hotter than that.
Yeah.
So, Andy says abandoned malls are being upkept for photographers in 80s set films these days. And Raven thinks that "Let's Go to the Mall" just makes him think of the cinema song Let's go to the lobby.
Let's all go to the lobby.
Lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby.
Get ourselves some snacks.
So Andy says for non-abandoned malls, we have Tyson's or Montgomery malls in the Northern Virginia area. And Raven says it's the Gamork Gambit from the Neverending Story.
There's no A in Gamork, by the way.
It's G apostrophe Mork.
Gamork was the wolf, the mangy wolf that was in Neverending Story. That even evil things couldn't escape the nothing. Yeah, Gamork. So there wasn't even an apostrophe in the book.
Oh, okay.
It was just Gamork.
It was just Gamork. He was basically a symbol that the nothing did not discriminate. I'm sorry, Neverending Story is a story very close to my heart. My phone is actually named Gamork. So
Okay.
I have a naming convention surrounding Neverending Story.
So as long as your phone doesn't meet up with the nothing, you're fine, right?
Google suggests that the fandom is divided about whether or not there's apostrophe.
Oh, I guess it depends on who published it.
Yeah. So maybe between there might be a difference between the book and the movie, how they wrote it out or what have you. Raven said he never saw it written down, never read the book, sort of missed the window for reading that one.
No, it's still good.
And the movie is only the first half of the book.
Yeah.
I was going to say, there's still got to be libraries out there that have the book, even if you can't.
And they left out my favorite town.
Oh, Tisk. Rue.
There was one part of the first half of the book that they didn't touch on. And I think it would have been the most beautiful of all the scenes. Was the Amaranth people.
Do you think they didn't have the budget for the special effects for it?
It must have. Which is funny because they used their budget on some pretty fantastic shit.
Like a luck dragon.
Oh.
And a snail that zooms through the woods.
I mean, more people should have luck dragons in their stories.
Yes.
Puppy dragons.
I have a thrashing dragon in my story.
Oh, Raven says he can't read older prose anymore. His brain shuts off, which is one of the things that makes it so hard to write.
The way it's written is very German, because I mean it was a German guy who wrote it,
right?
So like, it's not happy-go-lucky, like at any point in the story.
Yeah,
it's not happy-go-lucky at any point.
True. Raven says when he was younger, he was able to focus better on denser, longer form prose. For whatever reason, he can't seem to do that anymore. It might be a phase. It might come back. So sometimes it's just where you're at.
It could also be the content of the story. I know I'm really hard to entertain. And if I can make it past the first 3 chapters, then I'm good for the rest of the book.
Yeah.
But those first 3 chapters, man.
Have really got to be entertaining, huh?
They've really got to carry the book.
I remember loving the Death World trilogy when I was younger. And then I tried to reread it like 10 years ago because I'm getting up there. And it's by Harry Harrison. And I just could not get back into it. And I remember loving it. So I totally get that, sometimes older narratives, especially, maybe try reading some short fiction from a similar time period to get into the voice that was popular then.
Maybe.
Warm you up for it.
Then again, some things just age better than others.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, anyway, I think it's time for another sprint. I like to think I age better.
Well, I seem to be aging more than everybody else in the panel. So, no. I shake my gray hairs at you. Anyway, you were talking about a sprint.
So, I think you have a year or two on me, and maybe I'll catch up by then. So I've reset the timer. It's on the screen. And let's go ahead and get started since Doc is struggling. Oh, wait, he's back again.
He's back.
He's back.
I was saying I thought you had a year or two on me, and I might catch up with those grays by then.
Mid 50s, so I think I've got several years on you.
Couple years on me, so
I'll
catch up eventually, someday. So, okay, let's go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1. Boom, chakalaka. Where was I?
You look surprised.
And we're back. Sorry, I listened to Let's Go to the Mall twice at the start of the sprints, and listening to it unmuted my YouTube. So then I heard the stop music twice, and I forgot I was on mute. So I thought y'all might be able to... Anyway, it was a thing. It was a thing. So how was your sprint? Tell me about it.
Uneventful.
Okay.
I kind of narrowed some stuff down in the outline because I had some triples and doubles of things.
Sure.
Because basically I did an outline and then an outline and then I merged the two.
Sure.
And the pacing was slightly different on both of those outlines.
I got 234 words, and I figured out what day of the week it is in my story.
Ooh.
Because I need to start keeping better track of that. We finally got to day 2 of the story. And she's trying to tell the teller why she should have access to her grandmother's safe deposit box. I think she's about to bring up the death certificate on her phone. But she is licensed, or she's not an executor, but she is on the accounts. Because she did help pay some of the bills and stuff while Grandma was in the hospital and stuff.
So does that actually work in this world? Because I know some places, if it's not an original paper copy of the death certificate, they will not accept it.
Well, because she is on the accounts and she does have the forms and her ID, and the key in hand, I think they're going to let her do it.
Oh.
If anybody at all contests it, then she's screwed.
Well, if she's already on the accounts, then she has access to the account. She could do things.
Yeah. So,
but
I just want her. I mean, honestly, she probably has a electronic copy somewhere as well of the will. So this is just the physical one where she reads it and we get the shock value.
Yeah. So I finished one chapter and started copying notes for the next one, and I'm reading a lot of notes where basically my editor is apparently not getting how much theater goes into this whole thing.
She doesn't realize that it is an outrageous romp.
Yeah, she seems to want it to be less outrageous, and
she thinks it's a dramedy instead of a comedy.
Honestly, there are times I've looked at the comments and it's like, you want me to cut out all my jokes and make it a serious period piece?
No.
Exactly, but
it's a dramedy, not a drama, honey.
Yeah, well, there's different ways about how it all depends on how you interpret the comments. I don't think she's actually trying to transform my story into a serious piece. But there are some things where she's definitely, I'm doing bits because that's character development for my characters, and she's not seeing the point of those bits, and she wants me to cut them because it doesn't move the plot along. It's like
a struggle. It's a struggle. As Raven said just before break, if he keeps buffering, I'll get the opportunity to surpass his age while he's still stuck in limbo.
So of course it doesn't move the plot along. It explains who these characters are.
Yeah.
But
I love the bits. I sprinkled them at the end of every chapter in Hope's chest, and they were so much fun to write.
Yay.
Yeah. But also part of it is getting to these things is like, okay, editor may have legitimate concerns here, but I got through all these beta readers and they didn't have any problem with any of this stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're not writing for the editor, you're writing for for your audience.
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
you're always writing for your audience, but sometimes the editor has got good points, even if they don't put them well. You have to figure out how to balance that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
So
sometimes where they try to fix things does need tweaking, just not the way they suggest.
Yeah.
usually not the way they suggest.
It depends on the editor. It really does.
Yeah.
And so far, I've been really lucky with Jace Maxwell
Mhm.
doing my editing. Like
Yay.
his developmental skills are like, mwah.
Nice. I'm really glad to hear that. So popping to
Because
the
you were
comments.
busy.
Sorry. Wait, so I'm on par with him?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Hope's chest is only as good as it is because that's why I bought you flowers and shit. Like,
I feel special.
you should.
Flustered things, stuff. Right. So I was popping to the comments. Hi, Greg.
Hi, Greg.
Andy got 451 words in just as the dinner bell rang. I
Nice.
hope you had
Nice.
delicious.
I think he's a little happier with that word count than he was with the 301.
And he's probably not going to see us telling him that it's nice because he went off to get dinner.
Yeah, you can always watch the end later. Maybe he hits pause and comes back after. So, yeah, Greg, you just popped in. So I'm writing a funeral. So my whole story so far is a little morbid. A Raven managed 320 words, which is surprising because he fell down a Google rabbit hole trying to find the possible title he came up with a few days and somehow only annotated in the Google. He searched where he looked to see if there was already a book with that title. And your editor doesn't understand how it needs to be outrageous. Truly, truly outrageous.
Yep.
Truly, truly, truly.
Well, like the earlier sections were talking about his lordship and his relationship with his aunt. It's like, as a child, he was terrified of his aunt. He's never really outgrown this, and she's like, "Oh, this is ridiculous. She's a woman, not a demon." It's like, to him, she's a demon. He has not examined this. He has not let go of this.
By lordship, Doc means his main character, not his cat. Just clarifying for those on the stream.
No male cats in the house right now.
And Kelly swung by. Hello and welcome.
Hi,
Kelly says that your buffering is equivalent to warping. So,
if only I moved at warp speed when I got buffered.
And whose kitty swung by that everybody waved at?
Oh, that was Gilly. I just picked up Gilly a second ago.
Oh, sorry, I was maybe not necessarily
that in front of me and you missed it. No.
I was doing mathematics to find out what my word count was.
Here.
What did I get today? Because I'm clocking out regarding writing. I've been writing all day.
This is Gilly.
Yeah.
So, what's my thing say?
Gilly is telling
883 words.
Okay.
In one day, which is not great, but I used to be able to crank out like 1,000 words a sprint. And I'm doing so much discovery writing with this book.
Yeah.
That it's slowing me down.
I gotcha. I think I can't have hit word count for the day. Sorry, my stats page is not necessarily
indicative, yeah.
Like it keeps getting stuck and then I have to reload it and then it'll get stuck on the previous days. Yeah. So I have 10,045 words today so far, which is on a good day 2 sprints. So yeah. I'm going to be sticking around for at least one more sprint.
I will probably duck out.
Yeah, you've been at it. But I did hit 10K during the sprint, so I'm 10K into my story.
Awesome.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I might order some dinner, and then I'll sprint until dinner gets here.
That is reasonable. Okay, well, I'm going to roll out. I'll catch you guys later.
You want to tell people where they can find you before you bounce?
You can Google me at Sako Tumi, spelled like that, or as Sako. I'm pretty much everywhere on the internet. They are eating my cereal, which makes me sad.
Tisk.
Wah.
Why are they eating your cereal?
Because they got the munchies.
So, well, thank you for joining. I'm glad you had a great weekend, and I'll catch you soon, I'm sure.
All right, later, guys.
Yeah.
Night, Sako.
So, are you still at it, or do you got to bounce too?
I've got a cat over here who's telling me that she doesn't know about no time changes and it's time for her to be fed.
I mean, have you considered the fact it's time for her to be fed?
And the incredible bouncing internet is beginning to bother me. So I think I'm going to go bounce out while I can.
Or that makes sense.
So I hope you have productive sprints as you carry on, bravely sojourning by yourself. Anyway.
You want to tell the nice people where they can find you and where they can find out more about his lordship?
Yes. So if you want to see more of the mad science, manners, and mayhem that I have written, just go to your favorite search engine and search for Doc Coleman.
Oh no! Oh, search for Doc Coleman Steampunk. You were about to say Doc Coleman Steampunk?
Yep. Got me mid outro. So go search for Doc Coleman Steampunk and you will be able to find my webpage. You will also find my Amazon author page where you'll be able to see samples of my work. And you can read those samples for free on Amazon. And you can decide if it looks like something that would be good for you or someone that you love. Because, you know, Christmas time is coming and books make great gifts. Bless you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Devin.
Thank you, Deb. Thank you, Deb, for advertising for all the folks on Twitch, for all the folks on YouTube. It's right down there in the comments.
Right. So have a great week. I hope work is lighter on you next week.
This is going to be a short week at work, and then I am off of work for 2 weeks, which means I will be doing full-time editing. So I intend to make some serious progress coming up.
Nice.
Yep. It's nice to have lots of leave that you have to take before the end of the year.
Drats. So.
Yep. All right. Happy writing, and may the numbers ever be in your favor. Good night.
Thank you. See you. Oh, okay. Well, I am not done with my words. So let's go ahead and do another sprint and let me order food. So let's go ahead and find my window. And let's go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1, boom. And we're back. So I decided none of the food looked good after looking at the menu for like 10 minutes and maybe rewatching Robin Sparkles. But how was your sprint? Let me know in the comments below. I see Sako joined in the chat. Hello and welcome. And we have a Nicole. Welcome. We're just doing some productivity sprints right now. So I still need to get some words in before the end of today. But I got a few more in. I got about 350 almost. Let's see. I got 321 words, which, considering how long I didn't do anything for, I am quite happy with. And the safety deposit box is open, and she's reading the will right now. So very exciting stuff from my plot, at least. And I think I'm almost at like the page it's supposed to be happening. So I'm quite pleased at my pacing, even if the words themselves are going to need a little work. So hello and welcome. We have Tilly Talif. Thank you for joining. I'm going to have another sprint because I still need words today, so don't worry about it. Let me know, what are you working on? If you're doing NaNoWriMo, tell me a little bit about your project in the comments below. So I am working on Unveiled by Hearthlight, a suburban fantasy set here in Manassas, Virginia. So I'm working on upping my supernatural elements and blending the world building with the story. So someday I'll finish the funeral. By this time next week, I should be past the funeral and moved into the new house, and I might even have a roommate on the way. So we'll just see how things progress. Oh, Nicole says, my keyboard is acting up, so I decided to write my Nano project on my Google Docs on my phone during that sprint and got lost in TikTok videos. I, in fact, had my character get drunk and watch TikTok videos in my last sprint. So right there with you, trying to pull from real life. Raven is working on a cosmic horror called This Disquiet Earth. So that sounds pretty trippy. And I hope it's going well. Fingers crossed. So, yeah. I also had to do some research on like how late are banks open. I'm from a small town in which banks are closed by noon on Saturdays, but here in Northern Virginia, apparently they're open till 2 on Saturdays at least. So, Tilly is doing a high fantasy, a little D&D inspired, and loves modern fantasy. Has 20K so far for Nano. Nice. I am keeping up. I'm not getting ahead, but I'm keeping up. I did break into 10K today, so I'm not sad, but I'm definitely not too much of a sprinter, really. Slow and steady wins the race, and I don't allow myself to go to bed until I get my words in for the day. So there's that. So anyway, I still have words to get done, and y'all are just listening to me babble to myself. So I'm going to go ahead and reset the timer. We're going to do 22 minutes because I'm easily amused, and it's 2022, and 20 to 25 minute sprints are my sweet spot anyway. So if you're ready, nobody says they're not. Let's go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1, boom. Okay. So that was a good sprint. Whew. Devin says, won't be 2022 for very long. 8 weeks from today is New Year's. A, I'm not ready for 8 weeks. But B, I did 20-minute sprints in 2020 and 21-minute sprints last year. So I am totally on board with upping them to 23-minute sprints. So how was y'all sprint? Did y'all get a lot of stuff done? Let me know. Tell me about it in the comments. I think that was my best sprint yet today. So let me just do a little quick math here. Ba-ba. Ba, ba, ba. Whoops, I just hit the wrong button. Yeah, I got like 600 words just now. I am not sad. I broke the 11,000 mark. What, 11,296? I have 2,183 words today. I am not at sad camper with that. I think I might be ready for my break after that. It was quite a solid day for me. Let me pop back to the comments. So, ooh, Kelly got 554. Solid. Nicely done. Devin asked if I'm going to make him wait until 2075 for 75-minute sprints. I'll probably do another 75-minute sprint, but not when writing, when editing. You can get me to do longer sprints when editing, definitely. Probably not when Sako and Doc are on, because I think that long is a little long for them. But we did a 75-minute sprint that one time, and I'll do it again. Did I shout out for Raven? 305. Very solid. Very, very nice. So, and I am on page 45. I am not using the regular font. Instead, I'm using Quando. It's my new favorite default Google Docs font. So, and it's making me happy. So I'm going to do that. Anyway, thank you all for joining me and keeping me company while I got my words in. I really appreciate it. But I think I'm probably going to stop here for the day. Pretty solid all around. As always, thank you for joining. I'm here every Sunday year-round doing productivity sprints from 4:30 to 6:30. Sometimes I snack more than I write, but it's NaNoWriMo. This week, if you check out on my blog, I have shared my NaNoWriMo is Coming, a poem about insecurity, excitement, and all the things that NaNoWriMo is. I also have notes from the pros on Let Me Tell You About the Very Alien. They are different from you and me. For those of you who are writing non-humans, whether it be cats or creatures from Chiron Beta Prime, you can find notes both on the blog and the YouTube. And over on my podcast, Writing Tips and Writerly Musings. This week, I was sharing notes on creative couples working together from some professional couples and how well they work together with each other and how they get their, working and personal relationships to blend properly. So you can check that out anywhere you get your podcasts. And other than that, have a great week. Greg asks what I ordered for dinner, and I ordered nothing because I couldn't figure out what I wanted. Also, I may have eaten too many pretzel rods and bonbons, truffles. So we'll see what I do. I think my next act is going to be reading a silly romance and maybe going to bed early, but I doubt it. I mean, this whole time change thing is a little wonky. I hope y'all all had fun on your sprint today, and I will be back again next week. Bye.